So hello and welcome to our first mini project in graphite pencil. For this project, we will be creating an abstracted composition made up of geometric shapes and lines that are intersecting those shapes. You will notice that in each section created by these lines and shapes, we are going to be practicing creating gradients with our graphite pencils, all of them there. So again, we're going to be creating those gradients in every single section, and it's going to alternate to create this really cool effect. For this project, you will need the supplies shown here, including all 6 of your Blick Studio pencils. I also like to keep my HB Ticonderoga handy. You will need paper towel to blend. You will also need your eraser and pencil sharpener. And we will be using the square paper included in your kit and your ruler. All right, so I would pause the video and go grab all of this for yourself. This paper, just to take a closer look, this paper is a square. It's about 9 inches by 9 inches, more or less. And you should have like 3 or 4 sheets in there. We're just gonna use the one. We're gonna use the others for another project, so don't use it all up now, all right? So make sure that you find your paper that you're gonna be using. Make sure that you get all your supplies. In addition to this, you will need something to trace to make some shapes, or you can just freehand your shapes. It's up to you. I'm going to be using circles in my composition, and so I'm going to be tracing some circles either with this tracer that I have in my classroom. If you have something like this, please feel free to use it. Or I would encourage you to walk around the house and try and find some things that you could trace to make a perfect circle if you want to. So here I have a big roll of tape. Here's like the inside of a little roll of tape, but I could also use something like a little bowl, right? And turn this over and trace that outside edge. All right, so I would encourage you right now to pause this video, go gather your art supplies as well as anything that you would like to use to trace, and then come back and meet me here. All right, so to get started, you're actually just going to need your HB pencil, either the Blick Studio pencil or the Ticonderoga, up to you, doesn't matter. You will need your paper, as well as whatever you're going to be tracing. Now I'm going to be tracing circles because I have these circle tracers and I have these items that I found around in all different sizes. If you wanted to create your own shapes freehand or with the ruler, like triangles or squares, whatever that is for you, go for it. But I would encourage you to look around and see what you have available to you to make your life a little bit easier. Now, the key to this is to be random, which actually is pretty hard to do. Because naturally as humans, we like to make things in an order. We understand that and it makes us feel comfortable. So being random is a little bit tough. One way to be random is to intentionally have things go off the paper. So I'm going to do that a few times. Another way for something to appear random is to have an odd number of items in a composition. So instead of 4, I'm going to have 5. I would recommend around 5 to 7. Of our shapes. I'm going to use circles in this case, and you can create a circle, a shape wherever you want on your paper. I'm going to create a big one right here by tracing that, right, and have the whole thing be on the paper itself, but you can also have them be coming off the sides. All right, and I would recommend doing that across your paper. Maybe not every single side, right? Maybe not all the same way in. Maybe I can have them be more shallow, things like that. But definitely have them coming off the edges. Maybe we'll do one here. Right. And again, an odd number. So take your time. Don't overthink it, right? I promise you it's going to look cool no matter what you choose to do. It's kind of cool like that it will work. Try to make them, whatever these shapes are, sort of bouncing around a variety of sizes. Let's put another one here. Whatever you do, you don't want it to be like just a tiny bit. That's going to feel kind of odd. You want it to sort of, let me see if I can go a little bit bigger. I don't want to line it up with that one. You want it to, again, feel as random as you can. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. put one here, maybe one coming off over there, something like that. Do a baby. Now again, I know I'm using the tracers and that you don't have access to that. I'm not trying to rub it in your face. I just have access to it here. If you're in this class with me, you can borrow them. We'll sanitize them after. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could stop there. Kind of want to add one over here though. So that means I sort of have to add another, right? Whatever you have access to at home is, or in person, up to you. Let me see if I can add one more. All right, that feels good to me. Next up, you're going to be using your ruler to create just sporadic lines that are going to sort of chop up these circles and our big space behind it. So when you're doing this part, I want you to just look at your ruler. You've got a metal edge to the ruler and you have like the wooden edge to the ruler. Up to you which side you want to use, but just be careful you don't undercut with the metal edge. I like to use the wood side. But make sure that your lines go through the circles. Every circle must have at least one line going through that shape. All right, so you can do a line coming through like this, where it's just going to go through the one circle, or you can hit multiple circles at once, maybe something like this, right? And so I'm holding the ruler really wide so it doesn't move around on me because that would be the worst, right? Really wide, pushing down. I'm going to drag this pencil back towards my body to create a nice line, and I hit 3 circles with that line. Okay, just be careful that you don't like go through one circle and like skirt past another. That's going to be kind of awkward as well. All right, so take your time, be as random as you can. Make sure you hit a line through every single circle that you see. Something like that. Okay. And when you're at this stage, you can go ahead and put your ruler away. You can put away those circles and you can grab back all of your pencils as well as your paper towel for blending and your other supplies that you might need.